Hello, I will show you in this tutorial how to draw some curves according to the picture drawing for the car company or for what do you want to do. In my way I will start from the side view. This side view, before to draw the curve for the car, I will show you some curve in alias. This curve, we can start with a straight curve and move the CVs to build the shape. We can also use one tool called a stretch curve. It's like a hand to move the curve, as you see, without move the CVs. The CVs move inside, but this handles can adjust the shape relatively nicely. I will show you next time. The blend curve, it's a function a little bit more complicated. I will show you step by step. And you have also some curves as you can draw directly by define the CVs on the screen, and when you click you draw the polyline CVs and the curve draw itself. This curve you can easily draw nerves, means it's a curve with a multispan. Okay, we will see more in detail step by step. Now we can start to build the Y0 roofline. I will start with a simple curve from here to here and try to reach the shape with adding more CVs, because actually I build degree 1 means I have only 2 CVs. This line is always a straight line. Now I will add 1 degree more, means I have 3 CVs, and I can move this CV, the middle point, to make some curve on this line. I add more because I have no enough CVs to draw what I want. In degree 3 I can adjust a little bit more the shape, and when I move the CVs I can start to have a curve line more close than the drawing. I have one more, degree 4, and as you see I put one by one. This way it's one way to keep the simple shape and simple curves. It will be better after, step by step, to have a more simple curve as possible. I put degree 5 for the end, and I move a little bit to adjust the CV and reach my target to build the one complete line for roof, windshield and back window. Okay, now I have already the Y0 roof line, and I want to draw another line. It's close to the door. I will show you how to do it. It's again, we can redo the same way, or in this case I will want to keep the same parameter of this curve, and I build first one offset of this curve. This offset, click, I adjust by hand, and I stop there. Okay, I build the offset. As you see, I keep explicit control on. In this case I can have the same number of CVs than the original curve. Now I will put the pivot point in one place. This place I want to keep in the 3D position, and I adjust in non-proportional scale this curve. And I adjust. In the back it's more close than I want. In the front is not enough. Donc I pick the 2 CVs, and I non-proportional scale again a little bit, up again a little bit. This one I proportional scale only in one direction, it's X direction, because I'm in the 2D dimension. And now I have a curve come from the Y0 Same parameters, same feeling. The position of the CV, it's relatively close each other. It's for me it's a good way to start with this curve. Of course, this curve we can adjust a little bit more to reach exactly what the styling people want, the designer, or if you are a designer. Okay, now I have these two curves, the Y0 and the window line. Now I want to build, you see this line. For me, it looks like in the middle of the car, of the door, I have one line from the front to the back. In this case, I can build a degree 5 curves, straight line. I use this stretch curve. This stretch curve, I have a 2, and I add one more handle to move. I can move this one, and under my wheel, I cannot see where is it. So I need to make invisible this layer. I click on this function, and I have one point here. So as you see, I move, but this time I don't move the CVs. I can move this handle. I click on the round shape to move. I move. I can move far away. Everything you will see is very intuitive. It's very close to the clay model when I use the plastic slab on the clay model before. It's very close to this stretch curve. And now I try to reach one curve from the front, because for me it looks like the front and the side door, the back, looks like very fluid curve, because this car it's very fluid one. And I start to adjust a little bit, but again only with this handle. Now if you add the active the CV, you can see the CV, and this curve is the same as the other one. I will build a small curve in the back just for reference to see what's happened. And for me it looks like this curve, yes, in the top here, it looks like close to straight line, to have a very like a sharp back. Looks interesting to see how is this curve, how is this direction. It could be useful later when we start to build the shape, to know it's a fluid in the front and very sharp in the back. It's very aerodynamic. Okay, and step by step I will build the main curve, and as you see it's not exactly the same, but it's a main direction, main curve, and I will show you how to build this one. I built before these three main, and I have some like a fillet, but it's a blend curve between this main one. It's like a secondary surface or secondary curve. It's a transition curve, and with this blend curve it's very nice to do the transition between two main curves. Now we can pick the blend point and move the position for this one. I will delete the back and redo. Okay, delete. I redo one. It's a uniform and degree 5. I pick on these two sides. I adjust by my eyes where I finish. I select the tools. We can see how it's fixed, and we have one square and one round on the arrow. This one means it's a curvature 1, G2. And with the blend curve, one thing is very interesting, it's you can adjust this point, but if you press at the same time shift and select both, you can, when you adjust this with a small square, we adjust the tangent of this blend curve, both sides move each other. If you click only in one blend point, it's only one side. I add the 2, and now you move both sides. This one, same, I will show you when we build some surfaces. It's very interesting. For the curvature cone we showed this before, I will show you later. Okay, means now I have my side view. I have some wheel I built just before to have some reference for the shape and for this car. This wheel is very simple one, it's a revolve and I put some canvas on it. Okay, now I want to start to build the front view. Again, only for the roof at this moment. And now we can see you have some shape, not very simple, just one okay, I build one curve very simple. I want to make this curve like a symmetric. Okay, I select the curve, I click on this icon, and now all the function of the modification I do on this curve, you see I select this point, the symmetric point move in the same time. This one it's very useful and it's practically, for me I will use all the time to have a nice G3 continuity for this kind of curve of shape. Every time when you have a symmetric shape, it's very interesting to use these tools. I try to reach, you see, the G3. I will show you later also what is this G3 or G2, everything. If I extend, both sides extend in the same time, it's very nice tools. I will duplicate and move a little bit this curve. I put the pivot in the middle, and you see you can adjust with again as you want. I put non-proportional scale in vertical. You can move horizontal, move like this. You move as you want. The goal is to reach the shape by drawing the curve. Now for reference I will just put some small line between these two curves, just for me to remind you have a step in the roof later. I can adjust this line also, because this middle line is just for reference. At this moment the main shape, it's the first curve I draw, and the small step like this, it's for reference. Now I will draw the curve with arc, means it's with 3 points. It's a basic one, it's a circular one, but for start I want to click 3 points, 1, 2 and 3, and I build one arc directly in degree 3. This arc means if I extend, I have no issue with this curve because it's very simple and the curvature is very constant. Now we'll build the corner of these two curves, the fillet. I put the blend here and here, again in G2. And now I can play, again this is have a constant curvature, and I want a G3, means I select both sides and I move a little bit to have a G3 continuity. Means the curvature, it's again, it's, you will see step by step. I cannot explain everything now. Okay, one thing you need to be careful. If you build the blend curve and now you want to this one is interesting, you can move the main surface and the blend curve follow your main surface. And one thing you need to keep in mind, it's this blend curve, the fixed point on the curve, it's like fixed. It means if I move the curve, the fixed point of the blend curve move, the blend point move. Again, it means also if I extend this one, for example, I move a little bit less these two curves, this blend curve move also. I will show you when I active the blend point. You see the position of the blend point. I will extend the roof and the blend point position move also. Just for your information, but just be careful if you adjust and after you extend more or less, your blend curve move with your curve. Okay, now I draw the window, the roof, and we can come back in 3D, but at this moment this curve it's on the y0, on the x0, sorry, and I want to move, donc at this moment it's the SBD, it's the object lister. I can group and change the pivot to -1. I don't know if you know, but the -1 it's one way very easily to make a symmetric object. And this minus is same as the NP scale. If I move the NP scale in one direction, in this case it's a y direction, I start from the first position, it's a 1, and I go to the opposite, it's -1. 0, it's totally flat, and I can change the shape, it's -1. Donc it's very easy to move, to have the symmetric position. Now I will move also in X. I can move with a grid, or I move directly moving by the mouse and where you want. It's just to have a reference in the space and to don't have a too far away curve from the roof. Okay, that's it. Now soon we will see how to build the first surface for this roof. Hope it can help, and do not hesitate to add some comments in my blog and I can explain more later. Thank you, bye.